Clay Hendrix entering his 5th season as Furman's head football coach back here at his alma mater. It's hard to believe it's year 5 for you. It's hard to believe it's year 11 for me behind the microphone. I guess I'm not going to say you're getting old, but I'll say I guess I'm getting old.
I think we're both getting old. So. yeah. You're 24 for me as a coach, 28 as a player and coach. So yeah.
Lean into that microphone a little bit.
Yeah, it's a year 24 for me as a coach at Furman. Yeah. And told somebody the other day, this is my 36th August camp. So Mike's kind of glad to see camp kind of getting in the shadows. You know, we got a couple of weeks to go, but it's always nice when you turn the page and start getting ready to play an opponent.
Now, you were telling the season ticket holders a little earlier today down in the end zone that the NCAA allows 25 practices now before the first game, and back when you played, you would get 25 in maybe in the first week and a half or so?
Probably about the first 10 days we practiced about 25 times, it always felt like. So I mean, it's still been long days, you know. For 2 weeks we started about 6:45 in the morning and usually finish up at 9 at night, and we've done that about 6 days a week now for 2 weeks, and we looked a little weary out there today, and I know the coaches are a little weary too. So we'll come back after school starting this week, which is always an adjustment. Managing the change. You know, you got freshmen now in college for the first time. It's been pro football for a month.
Right.
Got to make those. But I think that's a good thing too. I think it's always nice to change a little bit, and we'll narrow our focus. It's been up until this time, really, we've tried to rip our entire football team, and hadn't really worried about, you go against the defense every day, but really hadn't tried to game plan your defense. But eventually, this week we'll turn our attention to North Carolina A&T. Might even do some things, that we'll see throughout the season.
2 weeks from today is when we open the season against North Carolina A&T. Where is this football team right now, in your estimation, 2 weeks from the opener?
Well, I think we're fairly healthy. We had a number of guys miss today, and the problem was a lot of them were at the same position. So I think Wyatt Hughes was the only center we had practicing today. And I told Wyatt earlier he's probably going to sleep well tonight. I think our conditioning's good. We need to ramp up some just running, starting up this coming week. But I think our conditioning's good. We're fairly healthy. We're still dealing. We've had some guys miss some time at practice, and a couple of those young guys, you got to get them caught back up. But I really like where we are defensively, the depth we have over there. I think it's truly going to show this year, particularly, good hot day in South Carolina in early September. I think that's going to pay off for us. And I think we continue to make progress offensively. Again, I'm kind of a little bit excited to be able to narrow the focus a little bit. It's just way too hard offensively to rip as many guys as we've been ripping, and truly get to the point where you want to be.
And the flip side of that is you've got a deep and talented and older defense. And year 5, we've not become really accustomed to saying that you have maybe more of a veteran football team, but I think we're getting to that point this year.
Oh, I think there's no question. There's a couple of positions, we're still not quite where we want to be, but I think by and large that we've gotten to that point. We've got a bunch of guys that played a bunch of football, and a lot of them played really good football. And you watch it every day at practice. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to judge, against each other. I mean, today I'm not sure there's anything worse as an offensive coach than go do a thud scrimmage, and just trying to get no sense of breaking tackles, and just makes it a little tough, but. Every time we've had pads on, really today, we've tackled. Mm-hmm. And I think we've tackled quite a bit. Always as a coach, you worry a little bit about, backs haven't been tackled, you haven't tackled. We've done a lot of that. And I feel good about that part that we've invested. And I just didn't want to do it today. And we'll come back Monday and change gears.
All the analytics out there's not a stat for yards after thud, right?
Yeah. Good tackles are good tackles, especially when it's the official spotting it. But it's just kind of a little bit of a necessary evil. We've had really good work against each other, and that will continue because we continue to do good on good. But again, it's nice when you can narrow your playbook down a little bit, for a game, because certainly in a game you would carry in nearly as much probably as you have at this point, in a preseason practice. 14 days into practice.
I asked Brian Bratton this, I'll ask you. Everything that we went through just to be able to play in the spring, missing last fall, missing this fan day, what does it mean to you and your coaches and players to have this, to have fans here, to be able to interact, to have people coming up and talking to you in a setting like this that we haven't had in 2 years?
Well, it really makes you appreciate it. It's like anything else you say, you don't really appreciate something until it's not there. And, I'm sitting, Dan was sitting there looking at the stadium and, Jason's vision for a lot of things. We talked about getting the turf replaced. We got that done. What we've done to this side, the plans he has for game day. We got a sampling of it today. The end zone stuff that's going on, the stuff around the stadium. I'm really excited, happy for our kids, I'm really excited about the chance to reach out to the Greenville community. Certainly, I think the Furman community has always supported us. The nature of our school a little bit, our grads are all over the place, but we've got to continue to work hard in Greenville to get folks here, and I think got a great opponent coming in here, and it'll be a great environment to keep the season off.
So 2 weeks from today, are you hoping that 2 weeks gets here rapidly, or are you one of those guys who you always want a little more time to prepare?
You know what? I think this year I want a little more time. There have been some years where you felt like, for whatever reason, maybe sometimes it was even the opponent.
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes open opponents are a little bit different based on who it is. I think obviously this one we need everything we can get. I'm really excited about just being able to narrow focus this week. I think defensively we've been able to do that a little bit easier just because we got a few more older guys than we have offensively. But just to be able to narrow the focus and I think sometimes it can take a little bit of the frustrations away. When you really can. Now you're getting 8 offensive linemen ready to play rather than 15. And the same thing, running back, you name it, continue to develop those quarterbacks and truly find out, what they can do, who that second guy is. And I think we'll have a good idea of that after this week.
Well, it's going to be here before you know it.
Oh, there's no question about that.
Just think we'll be sitting here now. Next week will be game week.
Well, 2 weeks from now, it's probably over.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I don't think one of our games is going to be 4 hours long, but you never know. Never know with the thunderstorms and such. But no, it's we're excited about this season, really excited about this kids, what they've done to invest. At the end of the day, you go back, they've invested, and they put an awful lot into this season, and it's time to go make it pay off.
All right, Clay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's head coach Clay Hendrix.